Do you find yourself jumping to conclusion often? Have you ever judged a book by its cover? In this video, I will show you how not to limit your existence to one or two situations, one or two experiences. I will show you how all things work together for good. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to another video. It's very good to have you here with me. I hope you are all well. My name is Bianca Petrovan and my mission is to teach on happiness. If you are in pursuit of happiness, this message is for you. Keep watching. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification button and you will never miss on the tips to how to activate happiness in your life. In today's message, the little piece of practical advice will be about how all things work together for our good. And I will start this message with a short story about a Chinese farmer. It's a story told by Alan Watts, which I found it, and it's really good. It applies to my message, and I want to look together with you guys at the lesson that we can all learn from it and apply it in our life. The story starts like this. Once upon a time, it was this Chinese farmer who had a horse, but it ran away. And all the neighbors came and said to him, "Oh, that's too bad, isn't it?" And the farmer said, "Maybe." The next day, the horse came back and brought with him another 7 wild horses. And all the neighbors came around and said, "Oh, this is wonderful, isn't it?" And the man said, "Maybe." Because the next day, his son, in attempting to tame one of these wild horses, he was thrown off of it and broke his leg. And all the neighbors came around and said, "Oh, that's too bad. That's so bad, isn't it?" And the man said, "Maybe." Because the next day, the conscription officer came to find people for army, and they rejected his son because of the broken leg. And all the neighbors came and said, "Oh, that's so good, isn't it?" And the man replied, "Maybe." Please let me know in the comments down below, what do you think is the moral of this short story? As you can see, the farmer wasn't jumping to conclusions of his situation, of the consequences of the experiences that he went through in his life, because who could say if one situation is good or bad? It's all down to our perception. And if you remember, I mentioned in one of my first videos that not reality limits us, rather our perception of it. It's important how you choose, because it is a decision how you decide to look at the things around you, how you decide to look at your experiences one by one. And in regards to this, I want to encourage you to look at the life as a whole. I'm encouraging you to look at the bigger picture of your life, see it as a whole process of integrated parts. All your situation, they are part of a whole process, and all things work together for your good. Let me give you an example on how I look at life. I look at life like a baked chocolate cake. Yummy, I know. But look, in order to enjoy this life, this chocolate cake, I need to bake it and put all the ingredients together. I will add the flour, then I will put sugar, I will put the eggs, I will put the butter, and I will put the chocolate. All these ingredients taken separately, to be honest, they will be boring. They will be even terrible. Imagine you eating a whole spoon of butter. It doesn't make any sense. That's why we can apply this to our life. Don't look at one of the situation separately. Try to see the whole picture. Try to see the bigger picture and decide to find a good outcome of everything. And if you don't understand it in the moment, don't stay there and focus on what are you going through. And remember, as I mentioned in one of my video as well, your norm is not the current situation. Your norm, your standard is your vision. It is your dream, your goal. It's not now, in the now. What are you going through? Especially if it's misfortune. Okay, if it's hardship, a, a bad situation that you find yourself, that you judge it as being bad, because at the end is a good thing. It is a process, and all things work for your good. And listen, in the midst of our difficulties, we know with great confidence that God, who is deeply concerned about us, is concerned about you, causes all things to work together as a plan for good for those who love God, to those who are called according to His plan and purpose. Everything will work out eventually in your good. Wow, this is a good news. This is truly a good news. It makes you smile. It brings joy to your heart knowing that all things will work out for your good and for my good as well. So this victory over unjust situation and this understanding that all things work for your good comes with a condition, and this is to love God. Come on, you can do this, because look at the promise. No matter how situation can appear, how your condition looks like, you are taken care of. God will take all your hardship and bad situation and turn them for your good. You will be delivered. Somebody is always looking after you, so you don't need to worry. This is indeed pure happiness, to know that you are looked after, that you are being delivered from painful situation in your life. If you want this promise to be true to you, and if you want God to move on your behalf and move off all the mountains that are in front of you and deliver you from everything that is bad in your life, if you want to have a victorious life and be a conqueror, let God be a warrior for you. I invite you to love God. Until next time, stay safe and God bless.